Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this Warcraft Rumble Sylvanas event guide, I'm going to show you how to do Defeat Cenarius boss while cursed challenge. While it is possible to find scenarios from quests where it can be a little bit easier, most likely you're going to have to do scenarios in Heroic because 80 leaders, 1 out of 80 to find scenarios from quests. But what does while cursed mean? It means the Banshee ability, because Banshee attempts to possess minis, but Banshee cannot possess bosses, and instead when Banshee hits a boss, then Banshee applies a curse which lasts around 10 seconds, and it's a dot that deals damage. This particular challenge, there's some issues with it, because if the boss dies to the curse, even though there would be more curse time left, then you don't get any credit, so you have to kill boss, preferably with some kind of a pretty big hit, so that it doesn't accidentally take the last hit from the curse. And that's why Dragisat is pretty good, because Dragisat hit hard, and Execute is here also precisely because of that, because then you can also execute the boss at the last moment, and that will also count for the challenge. And on top of this all, the Cenarius Heroic is currently bugged. It was bugged in the latest patch, so it's been bugged for a couple of days now. And the way it's bugged, usually Cenarius has the Tranquility Aura, which heals all of Cenarius' minis, so it's really hard to fight for the map in the Cenarius fight. But now, Cenarius' minis don't actually get healed at all, but instead Cenarius gets healed a lot. And that means that because of the way level scaling works in this game, if you're pretty high level, then you're like, haha, and just run through the scenarios and boom, it's over. But if you're a little bit lower level, then it becomes more and more difficult, because it's so hard to just breach that Cenarius is healing. Cenarius actually doesn't have a lot of health, so that makes things actually even more difficult for lower levels, because that means that in order to push through Cenarius' healing, you basically have to stack some poison. And once you have enough poison stacked, so that Cenarius' health starts going down, it goes down really fast. And then you're in a real hurry to get that Banshee application in. But Banshee lasts around 10 seconds, so you do have some leeway. And this is the army that I've used against Cenarius. I've used this with high level account, where it's just boom, and well, yeah, it's over. And I've also been able to do this with slight lower level account, so this is 24.1. So this still works. 24 Dragisat. I have Pyromancer. Pyromancer is good against the Chimeras that are coming. Pyromancer can deal some AoE damage while you're focused on the boss. I have the Dark Iron Miner, because I really want to mine. I have the Kobold, I have the Dark Iron Miner, I want to be able to cycle. Then I have the Frostwolf Shaman. Frostwolf Shaman is going to give armor to Dragisat. Dragisat is going to be my main tank. Frostwolf Shaman is healing that. I have Plague Farmer. I actually only have Plague Farmer to apply poison. I tried various combinations of poison, but in the end, fast cycle, get some Plague Farmers out there. That turned out to be the best way. Then I obviously have the Banshee, because I need to curse the boss. And I have an Execute that I can try to use to get that last hit in, to make it a little bit more reliable. Obviously Dragisat is already pretty good at getting the last hit in, but the lower level Dragisat is, the loss all your chances are. So that one is out there as well. And with this army, it's possible to do it with, well, with reasonably low levels, even though this is a major challenge. And this is what it looks like in action. If you're doing this with a higher level army, you can typically just push through the left and go straight for Cenarius and win. But if you're doing this with a slightly lower level army, then actually for a long time this is going to be a fight for the map, fight for survival, pretty difficult. In practice, it's super hard to get a pre-overtime push that would actually have enough strength in it to kill Cenarius with level 24 minis. It's just that you just don't have enough damage. You just don't have enough damage, that's the thing. But here I'm trying to push, and I'm trying to take at least the leftmost tower, because the leftmost tower is the closest one, so I want to send my Banshee from there. There would be an alternative to be able to use Onu, for example. Sometimes Onu can drop the Banshee right on top of the boss, but it's not very good against Cenarius, especially if you're lower levels, and then Onu is a huge liability generally, so that just weakens your army. If you're really high level, then Onu could be better, but then in this one, the Dragisat push just works so well anyway. So here I'm taking the tower. And now I'm actually thinking a little, would I be able to just do a Dragisat push here? And I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can. Although experience would have already showed me at this point, and they had already showed me at this point, this Dragisat push is actually going to be very difficult to pull off. So here we have some kind of a push on Cenarius, but now there's a problem because there is another mini, and as you can see, my Banshee went into that mini instead of into Cenarius, and yeah, I have killed Cenarius like that as well, so that I get the Banshee in, and I think that okay, it's going to go into Cenarius, but he summons something just moments before, and then the Banshee actually doesn't land. So I was not able to get a push that would deprive Cenarius of resources enough and minis enough, and also deal the necessary damage, so I couldn't get the curse in. Which means that, well, we're back to where we started from. Well, not completely, because we do have that one tower. Now it's just a question of staying alive. Those minis, Huntresses, Chimeras, Prowlers, they can definitely kill my base. So we're trying to do a little bit of something here. I'm getting a bit of a push at the rocket tower. Could take the rocket tower, probably should take the rocket tower with lower levels and just push through the left with higher levels. I think that's generally the plan right now. I'm daringly trying to get another Drakiset set up here. Still more than 40 seconds to go, so okay, there's still time. Getting the setup in, but ouch. Prowler comes in and Huntress comes in and they just kill everything that I have. Because that happens when you don't have the levels. If those Drakisets were a couple of levels higher, then they would have just laughed at the attempts of Cenarius to beat them, but nope. Could not push hard enough again. But let's see, we keep trying. Need to defend as well, because the base is going to die very, very easily if it's attacked and I'm defending. Let's see, another Drakiset going in. Overtime again. Alright, here I see a wonderful opportunity because that's a big Ancient of War. And a big Ancient of War is really, really good to steal. Because this can actually mean that I can get the Rocket Tower and Drakiset all for a good push. This looks really, really good right now. So I have a great opportunity to do a good push here. I have a couple of Dragisets coming. I have some poison coming. Now that Starfall meant that I'm not going to be able to reinforce from that tower, but that's okay, I accept that. Let's get a push in, 20 more seconds, there's still time. Then I'm trying to get the Banshee in, but I have to wait until the Bog Beast is defeated. Alright, Bog Beast goes down. Now I'm going to need to get some Bloodlust in because I need the damage from these, so I couldn't save the execute for hitting Cenarius. But Bloodlusted Drakisets, poison, and curse in, and boom. That was the challenge. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.